Welcome back. We're here to look at the karmic third party energy. This has been a pretty full on month. And for those of you that don't know, I'm your host, Yildiz from Yildiz Readings, a psychic medium, intuitive astrologer, soul coach, etc. etc. Now, if you do want to book in, you can visit the website, and separately for the pre-release content and more, plus support, we do host a Sage in a Circle network. The landing page and all information is directly below. Let's get into the read, because this in the mix is looking pretty interesting. And I sat here with the energy and I was like, okay, what could I call this? And, a few analogies came to mind. Walking a tightrope, maybe being, there's a time and a place to be confident, right? Is confidence emotional intelligence? Confidence can be very, very humble. It doesn't need to be overconfident. It's always open to a changed opinion. It's always open to changing perspectives. And there's always the unforeseen. And for some reason, just with a couple of cards here, I really do get the download that this person is presuming things are going to go according to plan. Sometimes we can rest on our laurels, old way of being, and we can presume such. Now, the crowning energy is one of the indicators. Creating your own happiness regardless of the conditions, managing to be glad. Now, the first thing I got was sometimes we get stuck in karmic situations. Sometimes we can't see the hay for the clouds. And what we think is okay may have a bit of festering qualities to it, lingering under the surface. And I feel that this energy is really going to link in from here into next month, especially based on where the lunation's going and how that actually is going to look. I don't think the person is perceiving a situation accurately. That's what is being shown to me. They also are also potentially unsure. However, the feeling I get is they're none the wiser. They're like, no, it's okay, everything's great. Meanwhile, the smoke alarms are going off and they're totally in ignorance to do with that. Now, in the most recent past, they were concerned about what was going to happen, although they weren't directly springing into action. That is how it's being shown to me. This person's very adamant they're still going the direction they're going, and they're going to keep everything very neutral. And again, the cat analogy of 9 lives has been something that has been quite significant in these reads. Although this is really buried under the, well, almost like a get out of dodge card. That sometimes we get 3 signs from universe. You get the, the idea, the near miss, and then the tower. And it's interesting because this cat is actually right down below the skirt. And I'll always be guided to particular imagery that directly depicts how this person is perceiving things. We also get in the heart of it that this person isn't getting stressed out by things. Maybe there's a hunch, there's an instinct. Maybe they feel like there's not going to be a pinch and a squeeze, and their way of life can actually go the way it has been. But there's going to be a quality to this where whatever they sign up for, they're quite locked into. It feels as though this stagnancy is actually hindering their growth. This stagnancy is actually causing them to perceive that, like I said, that everything is, they're getting the messages, they're getting the PDFs, but they just do not want to budge. And I think there's going to be a bit of a rude awakening waiting down the pipeline for them. And we can see it as the cards are actually transitioning. Like I said, I just really do not think that they're seeing things in a very clear fashion. They're still in this daydream, energy. They're still in this feeling of everything is going fine. But at the same time, what we do have is the foundation. And this is the person having to move through circumstance. We all learn at our own rate. And so will this person learn? Yes, but sometimes at the cost of something that they probably could have prevented. Finding the lesson. So this is a flow-on effect. This is like they've received the messages, they grasp the concepts, the attitudes haven't changed. This also can be the attitudes within the karmic relationship. Other people around them are looking at them like, what the heck are you doing? There could be some shadow of embarrassment. And again, they haven't really had to ask pivotal questions of late. It's odd, you know, sometimes we can be walking zombies, and it's this person not necessarily has tapped into, or maybe they haven't had time. Maybe their perception of this has not given them the time. It's blindsided them. Would I want to be this person? Probably not. Why do I say that? Some of the perception and descriptions that have been given to me is some of our hardest lessons in life are the ones that we learn from. And I'm just really looking at this outcome card. Something is going to cause a tower moment in this person's life. And it just appears to be this is the only way this karmic section is going to close. It's the only way this person is going to be forced to transition and address the elephant situation in the room. It feels ominous. It does. It feels ominous. And it's more than likely because as this starts coming through, this person becomes overwhelmed and they're just really not expecting it. I just keep hearing the term dumbfounded. They're walking on borrowed time. They're walking on a tightrope. They're like, she'll be good. It'll be right. Nothing will happen. It will be fine. They've had plenty of PDFs. Now, because of that, we all have to ascend and transform. And what do I mean by ascend? Do I mean that every human being on the planet is spiritual and perfect? No, not at all. I'm not saying that. It's more, there's something in a karmic lesson for this person to learn so that in the future the same pattern can't happen. And because there's a job that this person is supposed to take on. There is a lesson that this person is supposed to take on. And it's shaking them out of this. It's creating the shock. And it feels harsh. It does feel harsh. I see them actually standing in front of a mirror in the aftermath, and they're pissed, but they're angry at themselves. It's like I was angry at a direction, but I was really angry with myself. I do think it's by the end of the week, moving into next week, they're having revelations about what this is going to look like. They're grasping. They're realizing that road's closing. They're realizing their hand is being forced with circumstances. And even if they wanted to put their head in the sand, something is about to come to an end. Now, we do have these out weekly. Go ahead and take a look at the masculine, feminine, and karmic update this week. As I mentioned, with the energy of fives, with change, with sudden revelations and pivots, we're having to evolve and move. And these individuals are no different. I would love to hear how your experience has been with this frequency. And if you have any information about how this showed up for these individuals. Now, if you do want to book a private reading, you can visit the website. We also, within the website, offer free monthly PDF to guides. Separately, we have our landing page for Sage Inner Circle Network. You're welcome to visit it and to sign up for our exclusive VIP membership. I will see you on the other side, and hopefully you take care and you're safe.